The lights are already on top of the V8 supercars. Ford versus Holden, Part 3. 101 laps at the Bristol Motor Speedway, and I have a good feeling about this one here. It's going to be a great race. Waiting for that signal, the pace truck peels off, and the green flag is out at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Cody Pennell with the lead. Donald Ray behind him. How about the Texan Donald Ray making heavy contact with Cody Pennell? They're both in the wall. There goes the number 2 of Thomas Andrews. Pennell's gone around again. 3, 4, 5 cars involved. And caution comes out on lap 2 of this race. These cars that are not built for contact, and the tires are going to wear extremely quickly. We're talking about 20, maybe 25 laps on a run. And when one fast repair is all they're going to get tonight, the caution comes out. Cody Pennell, Donald Ray, and this one started all the way in turn number 1. Matter of fact, you might even say it started with the green flag. Let's see what the Texan Ray, he's in that Periwinkle car. Let's see what he's up to. Andrews then makes it 3 wide. Not sure if Pennell just lost grip on the tires as well, but watch this. Watch again that black 28. Pennell, I think he just tries to get some grip in the car again. John Smeal gets into the back of Ray. Josh Gaiman gets involved in that one. And not a fun time for these gentlemen. I think Ray just sent it in deep. I don't think he realized how little grip the race car had. And they all go around. Look at Tom Sears. He's scraping against the wall, just trying to make it through. And Tristan Catania, the New Jersey pilot, he comes around. So caution number 1 comes out, and Thomas Andrews goes to the lead. So we're going to let these guys get sorted, and we're going to see if we can come back and get some green flag racing under our belts. You have not missed a thing, and we'll be back with some more supercars from Bristol. Lights are out on top of the pace truck. We're going to get another crack at this one. Riley Wright looks like he's going to join the party here. Tristan Catania from New Jersey, starting on the outside of Thomas Andrews from New Jersey. Ford versus Holden on the front row. Not Jimmy Kerr. Kerr's in the Dayglow machine, not in the roster tonight. Brooklyn's Nick Pressey is into the orange machine to the inside of Cody Pennell, who looks like he might have used the fast repair. I think everybody might have used the fast repair. Any more damage, and these guys are in some serious trouble. 7 laps now complete. First restart of the race. Great takeoff by Andrews. Catania doesn't move, and everybody has to shuffle around him. Cody Pennell just ahead of the 48 of Tristan Catania. You can see he does have damage on that race car. He might not have used that fast repair. I'm not sure. Pressy getting out of the way of the number 28. 7 Fords to 3 Holdens in tonight's roster. And for now, it is General Motors leading this race. Thomas Andrews in the Navy machine. On board with the Georgian, Cody Pennell now trying to reel in the number 2. Andrews with a fantastic run. It's going to be about conservation. It's going to be about staying off the wall. It's going to be about keeping the grip on the tires. How about Southampton, Massachusetts? Tom Sears racing injured. And now just trying to make it a little bit further. Or at least he's trying. Last we heard, he picked up a slight knock on the hand, just trying to relieve some of the pressure, and we'll see just how far he can go with it. Tom Sears running in 4th. Nick Pressy sitting in that 5th position as well. Josh Gaiman to the inside of Donald Ray, left and right. Gaiman in the 61, Ray in the 5, or as we see them here, the pink and the periwinkle machines, and they look pretty up until they get some more scratches up on their race cars. Nick Pressy in the 94 sits ahead. Josh Gaiman already picked up some damage on the front of that 6-1. Have a look. Oh, yeah, he's got a serious dent. He also did not repair his race car. I wonder if Donald Ray got any work done. And his car looking... No, he does have the damage on the front splitter there, so he's now trying to hold on and maybe just get around the 6-1. Let's go on board with the Texan. And there is just the clump of it all. How about Nick Pressy just losing a little bit of control there? A bunch of Fords clumped together, being held up by this one Holden. Racing for General Motors, Donald Ray in the number 5. Running in 3rd, 1 1/3 seconds behind Cody Pennell. They still stick together. How about Nick Pressy just trying to hold position on the inside of Tristan Catania? They last restarted on lap 5. We're up to lap 23, and those drip die-cast track facts telling you that they can make it approximately 15 to 20 laps on one run. They're going to stretch it a bit further than that, but the tires will not last long. How about Gaiman trying to go 3 wide? Tristan Catania stuck on the inside. He is struggling. Tom Sears will get around him in the 1-4. Sears is in the wall just trying to hold that race car together. And he's down into that 4th position. Donald Ray leading this race, but that's because the leaders are in. Thomas Andrews, Briley Wright trying to make his way in. Tristan Catania in the 48. Cody Pennell is also in. And the Daytona winner, John Smeal, in the Magenta Machine. He's in. New leader, Donald Ray. 28 laps into this one, we'll see just how far the Texan goes. He's gambling on a caution. He is now 24 laps into this run, stretching the tires as far as they will go. Last time around, 15:07, which relatively speaking is slow, but we're talking NASCAR Cup times around this track. 15:07. Ray finally comes in. New leader, Nick Pressey, 15:39 last time around. Josh Gaiman, he also hasn't pitted since that first lap. 15:27. He's now into the second position. Gaiman winning last week at Watkins Glen. That puts him top of the table. 2 points between him and Thomas Andrews. Cody Pennell 3 points off the lead. He runs third in the standings, sixth in this race. Tonight's pole sitter with a time of 14:18. He went 14:14 in this race. You know what that is? A 14-second lap around this place. He pitted on lap 26. Last time by, he was 1 second quicker than Nick Pressey, who's just come down into the pits. And again, drivers will be able to go approximately 25 laps on one run. And it is a single pit lane at Bristol, meaning when they come in for a pit, the drivers must come in off of turn 2 and exit off of turn 1. As the pit stops cycle through, Thomas Andrews poised to be that new leader. All eyes on Josh Gaiman in that 6-1. There's Gaiman. There's Andrews. New leader at Bristol with Cody Pennell 7/10 behind him. And just like that, you heard Thomas Andrews. He's kicking the clutch and he's trying to save as much fuel as possible, stretching this run. He's on a conservation run. Cody Pennell now 1 second into the lead. Nick Pressey 2.5 seconds behind Thomas Andrews, but quickly closing. And Pressey just went green. 14:42, his personal best. That says race 4, but this isn't race 4. This is race 3. I can't count. Let me fix that. There we go. Race number 3. Race 1, Daytona. 2, Watkins Glen. 3, Bristol. And it's Pennell, Andrews, Pressey, 1, 2, 3. The top 3, 2.6 seconds apart. And Nick Pressey now catching up to Thomas Andrews. Again, you can hear him pushing the clutch in. He's on that conservation run, and we'll see just how far he can take it. Riley Wright pitting on lap 26. Quick math will tell you he's got to pit approximately on lap 50. We'll see just how far he goes. The Bluegrass Bandit, 1 second behind Tom Sears, and then Nick Pressey now getting around Thomas Andrews. That's for the second spot. Race leader Cody Pennell, 2 seconds ahead of Nick Pressey, and over the last 5 laps, Pressey consistently quicker than Cody Pennell. Is Cody Pennell now starting to save? Donald Ray in a battle with John Smeal. Here he comes behind the 13. Ray trying to put 2 tires on the apron in turn number 4. Smeal on the outside. How's this one going to go? Side by side through 4. They make it in one piece on the other side. Donald Ray gets around John Smeal for 7th. Battle for 3rd gets a little bit closer. Josh Gaiman now sneaking up to Thomas Andrews. How is Gaiman going to get around this man? And he's still putting the clutch in. Going to leave the inside for Gaiman, perhaps. Gaiman doing the same thing. Have a listen. The 61 also saving. Now the strategy gets really interesting. Gaiman into the 2nd position. Thomas Andrews down to 3rd. Nick Pressey in 4th. Cody Pennell and Briley Wright also in. Another round of green flag pit stops. The Georgian making his slow way around pit road. And it is agonizing to come down pit road. Drivers are losing approximately 2 laps before they even stop into their stall. And there's Nick Pressey getting around Cody Pennell right there. Nick Pressey on lap 51. Cody Pennell on lap 49. And by the time Pennell gets out of the pits, he'll be a 3rd lap down. You're going to lose about 3 laps on a green flag run. So maximizing pit road is everything, but at the same time, a mistake on pit road is the end of your race. Do not make a mistake. But it is the race of champions. What more can be expected of you than the best race you can deliver? $200 for our champion at the end of 6 races and 2 1/2 races into this at Bristol Motor Speedway. Josh Gaiman leads the points by 2 markers over Thomas Andrews. Cody Pennell 1 point behind Thomas Andrews in 2nd. And you just saw Briley right there challenging Josh Gaiman and now trying to get around Tristan Catania. Right on the move in a hurry. He's not waiting for anybody. He's in 5th. Tom Sears and Donald Ray in the pits. Pressey and Gaiman now out. They last pitted on lap 32. It's now been 25 laps since that run. Gaiman in the 61. Trying to get his 2nd consecutive win. Nick Pressey leading this race by 3 and change. Almost 4 seconds over Gaiman. Pressey's in, but he comes in at a ludicrous speed. And Nick Pressey has come down the back straight there. For a moment, I thought he was coming off of turn number 4. So Pressey's in. Gaiman is in. Briley Wright poised to take the lead, but he has to get a move on. Donald Ray ahead of him in 5th. And again, they're about 3 laps off the pace. And there's the line right there. You see Briley Wright 1 lap down. Just trying to get back around and into the lead. Briley Wright still not on the same lap as the leaders. Josh Gaiman, he's about to be down and away. Pressey's gone. There goes Thomas Andrews. Here comes Briley Wright. He will not get there on the same lap as Nick Pressey, but having pitted 9 laps sooner than Nick Pressey. Cody Pennell still 2 laps off the pace. And my guess is penalty or damage on the 28 car. He's going to need a lot of help. Donald Ray 1 lap off the pace. John Smeal 1 lap off the pace. 4 cars on the lead lap. Tom Sears in 4th, 5 seconds behind Briley Wright. It's going to be down to Josh Gaiman and Nick Pressey in these final 40 laps, barring a late race caution. Nick Pressey still side by side with Thomas Andrews, while Josh Gaiman is 5 seconds off the pace. Nick Pressey, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if Nick Pressey has won an ARC's race. And, you know, not to, well, and it's too late now. I mean, knock on wood, but I don't want to jinx him. He sits 5 1/3 seconds ahead of Josh Gaiman, but again, a late race caution could throw all of this strategy out the window. Pressey in the orange Mustang, ahead of Gaiman in the pink Mustang, and then Briley Wright for General Motors and Holden right now sitting in that 3rd position. Tom Sears, look at him in 4th. What's wrong with the 14? Something's gone on. He's got heavy damage on the front of his race car. That's going to cost him. It's already cost him 4th. There goes Donald Ray around him. Something's happened to Tom Sears. Let's see if we can run it back and find out what happened. Definitely some serious damage on the front of the 14. Oh, he's hit the wall, and that's, yeah, he's bounced off the wall one too many times. What happened between him and John Smeal? This is several laps ago. There's going to be some contact here soon. Oh, John Smeal just gets into the 14 coming up off of turn number 4. And from there, the car will not turn. And that's it for Tom Sears. That's what they call a meatball here. If you're new to iRacing or just racing in general, you're forced to come down to repair the race car is what happened. And I think you see Smeal accelerating out of turn number 4 like he's trying to make that move. See if we can go on board with John Smeal. Have a listen. Again, on board with the 13. And that's Bristol. And Tom Sears is getting the race car repaired. Nick Pressey still in the lead. 5.8 seconds between him and Josh Gaiman. We get closer to pit stops. Gaiman stuck behind Donald Ray and Thomas Andrews. And look at these two just trying to avoid each other, just trying to give each other space. We're approaching 25 laps to go. John Smeal looks like he's coming down into the pits. Briley Wright is also coming into the pits. And here's where it gets interesting. They last pitted on lap 28, Nick Pressey and Josh Gaiman. Approximately, they should be able to make it to 80. If they go 26 laps, it'll be what? Lap 84, lap 85? That's going to be right at the end of their cycle. Now, granted, they have an enormous lead. We're talking 2 laps over Donald Ray and Thomas Andrews. They've got quite a big mulligan here. Josh Gaiman, on the other hand, is he saving? We know that he's pushing the clutch in, but how about Nick Pressey? Have a listen. He is. Listen again. Putting the clutch in, downshifting, letting the car coast through the corners. It is becoming a mathematics battle as well as a race out here. Pressey, 6 seconds almost between him and Josh Gaiman. Briley Wright 3 laps off the pace. He last pitted on lap 73. Quick math will tell you if Briley can go 26 laps on this tank, he'll be 2 laps short. He's got to start saving fuel if he wants to go to the end on this tank of fuel. Nick Pressey and Josh Gaiman still have to pit. And again, they have the 3 laps on Briley Wright. If Briley gets a move on, he very well could make it around Josh Gaiman. But Josh Gaiman also knows, because the gap is consistently 5.6 seconds, I think Gaiman knows he's got to save enough fuel to get to the end of the race, and that's what he's preparing for. He can go to the end now. 2-0 to go, and next time it's 1-9 at the line. You pit here, you've got the gas to go the distance, but do you have the tires? If it's a late race caution, do you pit for tires? That would be awesome. I don't want anybody to, lose their opportunity to win this race, but a late race caution would be with Josh Gaiman pitting now. Did he miss the commitment line? Josh Gaiman, no, okay, he missed the orange square, but that's not the commitment line. I'm freaking out for no reason here. Nick Pressey also into the pits, and Briley Wright's got to move faster than he ever has all race long. On board with car 51. You can see Wright now just one lap off the pace of Pressey and Gaiman. He's going to get close, but it's not going to be close enough. Nick Pressey now back out on the track, and the chase is on. 18 laps to go. There you see all the drivers. A couple laps off the pace and some still on the lead lap. It started with just calamity. Lap number 1, I guess you could say. Caution coming out on lap 2 because of contact that started on lap 1, and a lot of drivers just couldn't survive the tumble dryer, but to their credit, this is a very fragile car, and next week at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the guys will have a lot more room to play. But now 15 more laps to figure out what you're made of. Nick Pressey, I don't believe he has a win in ARCs. If somebody knows better than I do, which is possible, go ahead and correct me in the chat there, but Pressey, 5.6 seconds ahead of Josh Gaiman. Briley Wright also 5.5 seconds behind Josh Gaiman. Donald Ray catching up in a hurry. Nick Pressey just went green. 14:33, his fastest lap tonight, and it's lucky number 13 laps to go. The driver from Brooklyn has a chance to score a win in ARCs. And this could be quite a moment. 11 laps remaining. Tristan Catania, the lap car, ahead of Nick Pressey. Hopefully not giving him a hard time. Pressey just needs to keep the car in one piece. 11 next time, and then 1-0 at the line. Josh Gaiman, 6 seconds behind. Last week's winner with a damaged race car trying to catch up to the Brooklyn pilot. Pressey looking for his first win. 10 to go this time by. And you've got to start thinking now. 6 seconds, still the gap. Nick Pressey has the win almost secured. 9 at the line. And to be the guy that gets in his way now. 8 to go. And if he doesn't crash, the caution is the only thing to stop Pressey from winning this race. If there's no cautions, it's Pressey's race to lose. 7 laps next time by. And if you've seen an ARCS race before, if you know of Nick Pressey, you know how hard he works. You know the kind of dedication that he puts into this because he wants to. It is his passion, as it is many of ours. And if he can pull this off in the next 6 laps, it's going to be up there with the Cody Riggs Daytona win. One of the more popular wins we've ever seen in ARCS. Cody Riggs winning in Thursday Night Thunder last season at Daytona. That was one of the biggest celebrations I've ever seen. 4 laps to go next time by, and Tristan Catania all over the back end of that 94. Catania now to the inside of Pressey. Pressey will let him go wisely. The 94 on his own pace. Josh Gaiman in the 61. 5.5 seconds behind, and he's gaining at an enormous pace. And Pressey at a really, really reduced pace. Does he have the fuel to make it? Is he on an extreme conservation? 2 more circuits. Gaiman now climbing within 4.5 seconds. Cody Pennell now coming back out onto the racetrack. Briley Wright also coming back out onto the racetrack in 5th. White flag is in the air. The pilot from Brooklyn with another half mile to make it to victory lane. Race 3 in the ARC's Race of Champions, a battle of survival and strategy, comes down into the favor of Brooklyn's Nick Pressey. He wins at Bristol. Finally, about time. Brooklyn's Nick Pressey will drive into victory lane. It's a win for Ford and one step closer to the AROC championship and a nice cool $200 for a 6-race job. He's going to try and give it some smoke here, and well deserved. We all, and I say we all, the ARC's community, our Discord, we all love to pick on Nick. He's our nerdy little friend. We love him very much, and we do love to pick on him. But this is going to be something that we're all going to celebrate for a very long time as well. Nick Pressey finally gets the dub. He can finally drive it into victory lane, and he's going to throw it back to a very old celebration, the Polish victory lap around Bristol. And this is, I can't wait to hear this interview. I really can't. We're going to have Nick Pressey, Josh Gaiman, Donald Ray on the podium. Ford, Holden, your top 3. And Nick's going to have some more fun with it. We're going to let him celebrate, and we'll talk to you in just a moment. On the podium with our top 3 finishers, with the pride of Rockwall, Texas, coming home in 3rd place. Donald Ray, it was a really shaky start trying to get around Cody Pennell on lap 2, but you end up coming home in 3rd place. Good run for you.
Yeah, man, I'm not proud of that one. Lap 1, wrecking the pole sitter was not a good look for me. Not a good look for the series. Not a good look for your stream. I can't say sorry enough to Cody. He didn't deserve that. I had a good run coming off of I believe 4, and just didn't lift soon enough, and got a little push out of it, just enough to get him sideways, and then the calamity continued from there. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good race. Cars are definitely fragile. Um, they don't like being touched. They don't like touching other cars, but it's a good track for the cars, honestly, as long as you can not do stupid stuff like I did on lap 1. But good finish. I'll take it. Sorry I missed last week, Rick. I was taking care of other personal duties. Thanks for running the series, and thanks for everything you do for ARCs, man. It goes unsaid too much how much you do for us.
Labor of love, buddy. Thank you so much. And I'm sure Cody Pennell will have some choice words for you when you get back to the holler, man. But thank you, buddy. Tell the family I said hi, and hopefully we see you in a week.
I will do, buddy. Thanks.
Our 2nd place finisher tonight, Josh Gaiman in the 61 Pink Machine. Gaiman, 6 seconds behind Nick Pressey. Was he really that good? Did you have some damage on the car? It seemed like an up and down race for you.
I definitely got in that first one a bit. I think whenever Cody slowed down the track, I just hit him real square right in the wheel, and it messed up the front of the car. I don't know if that would have really helped me all that much. Really early in the run, he had a lot better pace than me, and then it would just taper off, and we'd be dead even towards the end of the run. So You know, if I could have figured out the early run, I maybe would have had something for him. But yeah, he definitely was quicker, real short on.
Looking at the points right now, you gain at least one marker over Thomas Andrews here. Next week, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, by the way, round number 4. You're going to have a little more room to play. Do you think you can do one better and possibly get your second win in AROC?
Yeah, I mean, with the way these cars race at the big tracks, you know, it's super speedway racing, which usually beats me up a little bit. But these cars are an absolute blast whenever you can get them wound up like that and race around each other. And I mean, it's Indianapolis, so anything can happen, really. Yeah, maybe.
Unofficially, it's a 4-point lead headed into Indy. We'll see you in a week.
Alrighty.
The pride of Brooklyn, New York, has finally settled in victory lane. Nick Pressey, a win for Ford, a win for you. 10 points off the lead headed into round 4 at Indianapolis. What a drive. How did everything just click for you tonight?
Well, the strategy was simply to save fuel so you could save tires, make sure the fall off wasn't too great. I knew that if we wanted to cut out one of the stops in case another caution came out late, we'd all have to be saving fuel anyway, so I just tried to hit the numbers I was looking for.
You hit those numbers. You got everything you needed to get. You ended up in victory lane. And correct me if I'm wrong, is this your first ARCS win?
No, it's number 4, but it's definitely number 1 for AROC.
First AROC win, number 4 win in ARCS. So I apologize for being wrong earlier. But still, a pretty special win in a very unique series. So now next week at Indianapolis, can you go for 2 in a row?
Well, you know, Indy's always fun. It's a favorite track of mine. Super Speedway racing this car provides. It's in my strong suit as long as I can keep it in one piece. So if that happens, I'd say odds are in our favor.
We'll see you in a week's time, Nick. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Folks at home, that does it for us tonight. Brooklyn's Nick Pressey sits in victory lane. He wins race 3 in the ARCS Race of Champions. And if you don't know by now, you certainly do. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway will play host to our 4th race. And then one more break, because I believe the week after that is Independence Day, and we will not be racing. So it goes Indianapolis, Michigan, and then Laguna Seca to end it all. And I can't wait for Indy. We've been there before, and we'll go there again. The draft will play a huge factor. And again, Josh Gaiman trying to get his hands on the money before the rest of his rivals. He's only 4 points ahead of Thomas Andrews headed into next week's race right here, 8:30 Eastern, Rick James TV. And until that next race at Indy, everybody please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we